Yesterday and today's show is what I like to call the Judge Lynn cut. This case aired before, and the response was through the roof. So we had to show you more.
You don't know. You don't know. That's why you shouldn't be talking while I'm talking.
We went back into the editing room and added never-before-seen footage. Now you, the fans, will see everything that happened in my courtroom that day.
I'm so disgusted. You're too old for that. All of you.
I invite you to sit back and watch the conclusion to this very special episode.
In the conclusion of a two-part session of Divorce Court, Judge Lynn Toler continues to hear the case of Lauren Harper and Diatra Hicks, who have been married for 8 years. We now join Lauren Harper and Diatra Hicks as Judge Lynn hears their case.
I understand Mr. Harper cheated on you.
Yeah, he had been cheating on me.
Tell me about that.
He was taking trips, and I didn't understand the trips, you know? So I watched Cheaters. I love that show. Cheaters is really a good show.
You know, my husband and wife watched that too.
Oh my God, it's a really good show.
Isn't that something?
And I got the idea. I got the idea from Cheaters to hire a private investigator to find out what he was doing.
Oh my.
Yes. And he was going to Buffalo to see someone else, and he was up and living a whole nother life.
You found out he had a whole nother life?
A whole nother life, a whole nother woman, a whole nother everything. Okay, now how I found out, the investigator came back and told me he was going to Buffalo, he was seeing this woman, and this woman is wearing a big old ring on her finger. So I said, okay, all right, so he comes on home and we chilling and everything like that, and he decides he was going to take another trip. And I was taking a trip too. You know, he went and he took his trip, and I went and I took the same trip right behind him.
And you caught him?
And I caught him. Knocked on the door.
Uh-huh.
The girl comes to the door.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is my husband in here? And he comes out like, you know, who's that, baby? So I'm looking at him. I lost it again. And we started fighting. And well, I don't know if she was fighting me or if she was helping me fight him, because all I could see was my ring on her finger.
What happened? Were you leading a double life?
Listen, I wasn't leading no double life. The problem is that this other young lady I had developed a relationship with years ago.
Right.
And I had met her years ago. We had a child. And the child that we had, I denied the child until a paternity test was done when he was 5 years old.
Yes.
Then I wanted a relationship with my son.
Right.
And so I was going back and forth to Buffalo then. That's how I began to go back and forth to Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
After I had...
Now, did you tell her?
No, I did not. No,
that doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I'm telling you, the reason, why I didn't tell her?
Yeah.
Well, at that point, our relationship was severed.
Had you told her?
Yeah.
Come on.
Listen, hold on. The reason I say that, is because every time, first of all, for the last year, I wasn't living with her. We weren't living together. She had put me out. I was living in a hotel in the city, as far as she knew. Because I wasn't living with her. She wouldn't let me to stay here, so I was going to Buffalo.
So you're saying you're not having any kind of relationship with the mother. The relationship is solely with the child.
Until
in the beginning.
Yes, until the last year. And the last year, then we rekindled a relationship. And at that point, I don't want to be with her. I'm not living with her. I'm living with this other young lady.
So now I want to know, now that we've established the identity of the woman, I want to know about the ring on that woman's finger.
Well, the ring belonged to me. The ring does not belong to her. I just let her wear the ring. But in order for me to get that ring back, I had to do some stupid stuff and stage that because she fight too much. I can't do nothing.
So you actually staged a burglary of your own home?
I didn't have to burglarize because I live there. But I just told stuff up in order to find that ring. Okay, and when I found the ring, I took it.
Mrs. Hicks, you tell me your version of the home invasion event.
So when we go into the house, and I'm like, oh my God, the door was like a little bit open. We go in. I'm like, what happened? Everything is nicely laid over. None of his stuff is missing, but my diamonds are missing. Okay? My diamonds are missing.
The only stuff gone is yours.
Yes. He bought it, okay, gave it to me. You don't decide that you don't want me to have it anymore. He knew if he tried to tell me to just take the ring off my finger and give it to him, I wasn't going to do that. So he had to act like, you know, they broke into the house.
So you saw the ring that was missing from your home
on her
because of the home invasion.
Yes, and
on
all
her.
this time he was going to let me believe that the house was broken into and that the stuff was stolen. He was going to allow that to happen had I not been watching Cheaters and hiring a private investigator. And
did you ever talk to that woman when you? I mean, I know you showed up at her door and that there was that chaos ensued. Did you ever talk to her?
We didn't talk. We passed words and everything, and I told her that it was my ring. You know,
and
she needed to be. She needed to be a woman and give me my.
What did she say?
She said that's her ring, and he gave it to her, and I'm like, well, this is not true. That's my ring. You know.
Your Honor, hang on. Not only is the woman here, but the woman and the ring are here. So we're going to bring in the woman and the ring. Now, listen, you hum or whatever you need to do, but don't look over there. Woo.
Yeah.
Who do I have here? Nortrice?
Nortrice Banner, yes, ma'am.
Banner.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that the ring we're talking about?
Yes, this is my ring, Your Honor.